Listen, lean in. Life is not punishing you. Violation is. Write that down. Life gets lighter the moment you stop negotiating with your feelings and start aligning with principles. Kingdom living is not heavier religion. It is lighter living because it brings you under laws, not mood systems, not superstitions, order, not impulse. Say it out loud. Principles protect me from pressure. Tell your neighbor, I'm switching from feelings to laws. Here is our problem. Many of us love God, but we live randomly. We pray fervently and plan accidentally. We call confusion warfare when it is often simple disorder. You ran the red light of wisdom and then rebuked the devil for the ticket. You violated the law of priority and called it an attack on your finances. You ignored the law of honor and then blamed the devil for a broken relationship. Write this down. What you call a battle might be a bill from broken principles. Are you hearing me? Laws don't hate you. Laws ignore your excuses. Gravity is not emotional. If you jump, it doesn't argue, it executes. So does every kingdom law. Keys, listen, are not slogans. Keys are not inspirational quotes to post on your wall and disobey with your week. Keys are access. Write this down. When you use a key, doors open. When you ignore a key, doors stay locked, no matter how loudly you pray at the handle. Stop shouting at doors you refuse to unlock. Insert the key. Turn the principle. Walk through. So what am I offering you today? Not vibes, not hype, not a new playlist for your commute. I'm giving you 7 non-negotiable keys that relocate pressure from your shoulders to the king system. Say this. Alignment lightens life. When you come under his order, your life stops paying fines for chaos. You will move from random to rhythm, from reaction to rulership, from crisis management to kingdom management. Preview them now because clarity creates courage. Key 1, citizenship. Stop living like a visitor in your own country. Identity legalizes your benefits. Key 2, lordship. The heaviest life is self-government. The lightest life is surrender to the king's rule. Key 3, priority. Seek first the kingdom and stop chasing what's added. Order is oxygen. Key 4, purpose and productivity. The world doesn't eat seeds, produce fruit. Make your gift a service, not a secret. Key 5, stewardship. Management makes life light. Ownership makes it heavy. Managers sleep because the property belongs to the king. Key 6, relationships and honor. Authority flows through connection, not control. Honor removes friction. Key 7, authority, rest, and dominion. Stop striving for what you're already authorized to do. Rest is the atmosphere of rulership. Write this down and say it with conviction. Principles first, pressure last. Over these moments we will install, not admire these keys until your life stops paying penalties and starts collecting promises. Are you ready to live lighter by law? Then let's turn to first key. Key 1, citizenship. Write this down. You cannot live lightly until you live rightly. And right living starts with knowing who you are. You don't join a kingdom. You're born into it. That's why the king called it born again. Birth grants status. Status grants rights. Rights regulate your expectations. When your expectation is legal, anxiety loses its power. Are you hearing me? Religion trains you to visit God. Kingdom trains you to represent a government. Visitors ask, may I please? Citizens declare, as it is written. Visitors hope for favors. Citizens execute laws. This is why many of you are tired. You've been living like tourists in your own country. You go to the embassy on Sunday, get a stamp on your emotions, and then live undocumented Monday through Saturday. No wonder stress is high. Stress is the tax you pay for illegal thinking in a legal country. Write that down. Say this out loud. I am a citizen. I have rights. I have responsibility. I represent heaven on earth. Again with conviction. I am a citizen. I have rights. I have responsibility. I am a citizen. I have rights. I have responsibility. I represent heaven on earth. Listen to me. Double-minded living is heavy living. On Sunday, you speak kingdom. By Wednesday, you negotiate with the world. You're trying to get kingdom results with worldly methods, manipulation, panic, comparison, hustle without order. That is like trying to buy groceries with a foreign currency. No matter how much you wave it, the register won't open. The constitution of the kingdom, his word defines what you can expect and what you must execute. Citizens don't beg, they petition. Citizens don't chase addition, they stand under provision. When you think like a citizen, you stop asking for what has already been guaranteed and start managing what has already been assigned. Let's correct your posture right now with a simple assignment. Write this down and do it tonight. List 3 areas where you've been acting like an orphan or a visitor and rewrite them as citizen expectations, rights, and duties. Let me help you. Money. Orphan thinking says, I never have enough. Hoards out of fear, borrows to consume, and blames luck. Citizen expectation says, provision is tied to my assignment. Right. Access to ideas, favor, and opportunities consistent with my gift. Duty. Budget. Steward, produce fruit from my seed, multiply systems, and return honor to the king with integrity. Say it, I do not hoard, I steward. Confidence, orphan thinking chases titles, needs applause to act, and quits when misunderstood. Citizen expectation says, I am an ambassador, my boldness is legal, right? Courage through identity, wisdom through the governor's council. Renew my mind daily, practice my gift until it is fruit, study my constitution and speak with clarity. Say it, I stand because I belong. Relationships, often thinking controls, resents, isolates, and weaponizes silence. Citizen expectation says, honor is the protocol of my country. Right, access to counsel, protection within order, authority through connection. Duty, respect ranks, forgive quickly, serve generously, and keep covenant. Say it, I flow in honor, I refuse friction. Write this down. Benefits without identity produce entitlement. Identity with responsibility produces dominion. When citizenship settles your status, peace settles your soul, and decisions get lighter because the law has already spoken. Stop applying for what your birth already approved. Announce your status, align your habits, and watch the weight lift. Now that you know who you are, the government can trust you with the next key. Key 2, lordship. Listen carefully. The king must own the territory called you. Write this down. Lordship is not inspiration. It is ownership. A king's word is law. Instruction is legislation. Obedience is not negotiation. Delayed obedience is disobedience. Say this with courage. He owns me, so I am lighter. The reason many of you are heavy is because you are still a democracy internally. 3 parties arguing every day. Your spirit wants one thing, your habits want another. And your culture demands a third. That is self-government. And self-government is the heaviest form of living. Let me expose the hidden burden you've been carrying. When you run your own life, you must fund, fix, defend, and direct it alone. Your mind becomes a cabinet meeting of confusion. The Department of Comfort fights the Department of Conviction. The Ministry of Popular Opinion vetoes the Ministry of Purpose. Trauma drafts the policy, and pride signs the bill. Write this down. Where there is no Lord, there are many lords. You sleep, but you don't rest because rebels patrol your thoughts. You pray, but you don't trust because you still want veto power. That is why your shoulders hurt. You are trying to be a king in a country that already has one. Here is the principle. Etch it in your heart. Whatever you don't submit, you must manage. If he doesn't own your time, you will juggle until you drop it. If he doesn't own your money, you will manipulate until you mourn it. If he doesn't own your appetite, you will fight cravings with willpower and call it spirituality. If he doesn't own your relationships, you will police people and still feel insecure. Submission is lighter than management. When the king owns the property, maintenance is his problem. Say it out loud. I submit the whole lot, title, deed transferred. Now, hear the antithesis. The king doesn't bless rebellion. He empowers alignment. Some of you are asking for kingdom results while retaining citizen amendments. You advising God like a consultant to the throne. You've been saying, I'll give you Sunday, but my calendar's mine. We love each other. So our bodies are our business. I'll forgive when they apologize. I'll tithe after I catch up. Write this down. You cannot amend a constitution you didn't author. Here is your kingdom assignment, a 7-day obedience experiment. Choose one area where you've been advising God and do it His way exactly. Time. Seek first. Tithe your day. The first 60 minutes are for the king. Worship, word, and planning your assignment before you touch a screen. Sex. Stop all sexual activity outside covenant. Cut off triggers. Close doors. Honor your body as His property. Forgiveness. Every day speak their name. Bless them. Refuse slander. And release the debt in writing. Spending. Honor the king first. Budget what remains. Institute a 2-4 hour pause on all non-essentials. And purchase by purpose, not pressure. 7 days. No edits. No excuses. Say it. For 7 days, I will not advise. I will obey. Watch what happens to wait. Peace returns because authority returns. Pressure moves from your shoulders to His system. When He owns the boat, storms bill Him. When He owns the calendar, interruptions serve purpose. When He owns the heart, critics lose jurisdiction. Write it down. The heaviest life is self-government. The lightest life is lordship. Transfer the deed. Embrace the ease. And prepare. Because once the king rules, priority becomes obvious. Key 3, priority. Write this down. Order is the womb of ease. When first is wrong, everything is strained. Many of you are calling stress an attack when it is often misplacement, wrong thing in the first slot. The law of first regulates the rest. If the foundation is crooked, you can buy more paint, but the house will still lean. Are you hearing me? When the kingdom is first, pressure moves from your shoulders to the system of the king. Let me correct a very expensive mistake. The king did not say chase things. He said, seek first the kingdom, and then all these things would be added. Write it down. Addition is the government's job. Alignment is yours. Provision is a byproduct, not a target. Anxiety is what you feel when you target additions while ignoring the source system. You keep saying, I need more money, but you're misnaming your problem. You don't need more money. You need proper order. Here is the principle. Engrave it. You don't pursue money, you pursue value. Money follows value. Value follows mastery. Mastery follows discipline. Discipline follows decisions. Decisions follow devotion. That is the chain of light living. Break the first link, devotion, and you will hustle without wisdom, work without focus, buy without purpose, and then call the consequences warfare. No, that's a bill from broken priority. Say it out loud. I put first things first. Added things find me. Listen, misprioritized people look the same everywhere. Always rushing, always behind, always reacting. The phone gets your first energy, so people you don't know program your day. News gets your first focus, so fear sets your mood. Work gets your first mind, so tasks lead you where purpose hasn't sent you. Then you spend the rest of the day repenting with caffeine and apologizing with emojis. Write this down. First attention becomes final direction. Here is your kingdom assignment, an audit of weight. Take one ordinary week and track what receives your first energy each morning, your first hour, and your first decision. Is it your phone, people, fear, or work? Then reorder it to the kingdom rhythm. Devotion, decisions, discipline, distribution. Devotion, the first hour to the king. Worship, word, listening for assignment. Decisions. Write the 3 decisive moves that serve your purpose before you open your inbox. Discipline. Block protected time to execute those moves without negotiation. Calendar it like an international flight. Distribution. Release your fruit. Send the proposals. Publish the product. Schedule the calls. Deliver the value. Do not swap these. Do not start with distribution. You will distribute confusion. Set a standard. The first 60 minutes are holy to order. Put your phone on airplane mode. Let heaven land the day. Decide before demands arrive. Discipline your blocks. Protect them with a lock. Then distribute strategically, not reactively. Say it. I seek first. I think next. I do with focus. I deliver with excellence. Write this down. Priority is mercy on your mind. It silences panic because the system is set. When you live by this order, the king's additions locate you without you losing yourself. Alignment first, addition follows. That is how life gets light. Key 4, purpose and productivity. Listen carefully. Life gets lighter when your gift stops being a secret and becomes a service. Write that down. Purposeless people are stressed people because they must invent meaning every morning. When purpose leads, decisions shrink, options quiet down, and anxiety loses its argument. Say it. My purpose is my filter. I travel light. Here's the law etched in the Constitution from the beginning. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Fruitful is not being busy. Fruitful is producing a product from your seed. Your gift is a seed. Your idea is a seed. Your skill is a seed. But the world doesn't eat seeds. The world eats fruit. Say it out loud 3 times. The world doesn't eat seeds. The world doesn't eat seeds. The world doesn't eat seeds. Produce something. Seeds must be developed, refined, packaged, and delivered. If your talent is still raw, unshaped, unpriced, unpresented, you are carrying groceries of potential while your generation is hungry. Write this down. Unpack the seed, present the fruit. Let me correct a heavy mistake. Many are praying for harvest while frying their seed. You spend the hours that should cultivate the skill on entertainment and call it unwinding. You use the relationships that should open distribution to gossip and call it venting. You use your paycheck to consume rather than invest and call it reward. Stop eating the very thing designed to feed you for a lifetime. Seed is for sowing, not snacking. Say it. I am not a consumer. I am a producer. Now the business law, don't forget it. Every problem is a business because every need is a demand for value. If people are confused, clarity is a product. If homes are chaotic, systems are a service. If small shops can't sell online, setup is a business. Don't complain about darkness. Package light. Money follows value. Value follows fruit. Fruit follows cultivation. That is why employment without deployment feels heavy. Your job rents your time, but your gift funds your destiny. If you don't deploy yourself, you'll be employed. Write it down. How do we move from seed to fruit? Find the seed that won't go away, the idea that keeps coming back, the problem that makes you righteously angry, the task people keep chasing you to do, the topic you study when no one pays you. That is the whisper of assignment. Now here is your kingdom plan. 30 days to first fruit. Learn, build, test, serve, refine. Learn for 7 days. Study the top 3 practitioners in your space, how they package, price, and distribute. Take notes, not selfies. Build. Create a simple prototype, a 1-page guide, a sample batch, a demo, a mini course, a template, a sketch, something we can taste. Serve 10 people who fit your audience free or at a pilot price in exchange for honest feedback and testimonials. Measure results, not feelings. Serve, formalize the offer, clear outcome, clear price, clear process, then deliver it to a trimmed list daily for 7 days. Consistency beats charisma. Refine, fix what confused, double what converted. Remove what wasted time. Do not skip steps. Say it. I learn, I build, I test, I serve, I refine. Hear the relief built into purpose. When you know your fruit, your calendar submits. Meetings reduce to mission. Purchases answer to production. Friends, sort by assignment. Connection, not distraction. Sight may say not enough, but vision says serve more clearly. And the additions, they locate you while you're busy being fruitful. Write this down. Productive purpose is lighter than performative hustle. I commission you within 72 hours. Bring forth one visible fruit, an outline, a landing page, a 3-minute teaching, a prototype, a price package. Announce it to 5 people who need it. Collect feedback. Tie the insights back into refinement. Say with authority, My gift is not a secret. My gift is a service. I will be fruitful. I will multiply. I will replenish. I will subdue. I will have dominion. Now produce something. Key 5, stewardship. Lean in. Write this down. You don't own anything. You manage what belongs to the king. That is the kingdom economic system. Ownership is a human illusion. Stewardship is a kingdom reality. The earth is the Lord's. Your body is leased. Your time is allocated. Your money is assigned. Your relationships are entrusted. When you grasp this, weight falls off your shoulders. Say it out loud. I am a manager, not an owner. Why is this lighter? Because ownership produces fear. Stewardship produces faithfulness. Owners panic over storms. Stewards file reports. If the roof is yours, every leak wakes you at 2 a.m. If the property is the king's, you notify maintenance and go back to sleep. When the king owns it, the king funds it, guards it, and guides it. Write this down. A steward sleeps better than an owner because a steward trusts the system of the king. Are you hearing me? Anxiety is often a symptom of illegal ownership. Let's correct a costly deception. Your salary is not your source. Your job is a channel. Your gift is the tap. The king is the source. When you mistake a channel for the source, you worship a paycheck and negotiate your purpose. That's why debt feels like a master. It owns the manager who forgot his owner. Practical law. Stop borrowing to consume. Invest to produce. Don't finance feelings. Fund fruit. Consumers pay interest. Producers earn it. Here is your money assignment. Do it tonight. List every outgoing payment for the last 30 days and mark each item P or C. P equals produces income or capacity. Tools, training tied to output distribution. C equals consumes without return, impulse buys, status purchases, duplicate subscriptions. Cut 3 C's this week. Redirect that total into a production account and convert at least one expense into an asset. Turn your streaming hour into a tutorial hour. Turn coffee meetings into client meetings. Turn a hobby tool into a paid microservice. Write this down. Money bows to management. Time now because time is life in spendable form. Stewards schedule their priorities. They don't prioritize their schedule. That means you don't let the calendar tell you what matters. You tell the calendar what matters. Put your assignment on the clock. Block your first 2 deep work sessions for fruit, not inbox. Meetings must serve mission or they don't get minutes. Say it, my calendar is my covenant. First focus to purpose, not to noise. Protect it like an international flight, no boarding without clearance. Relationships and honor are also stewardship. Connections are trust, not toys. Stop venting to people you should be serving. Stop collecting contacts you never cultivate. Steward your circle with clarity. Who do I mentor? Who mentors me? Who do I collaborate with? Set cadence and keep covenant. And your body, don't ask your body to carry a vision you refuse to maintain. Rest is management. Nutrition is management. Exercise is management. Managers report, here is the condition of your property, sir. Here is your kingdom assignment, a stewardship inventory. 4 columns: time, money, relationships, body. Under each, write 2 strengths you manage well and 2 leaks. Choose 1 leak to seal this week with a measurable boundary. Examples: time leak, doom scroll. Boundary: 2 daily 90-minute focus blocks. Phone on airplane mode. Social apps limited to 20 minutes at 6 p.m. Money leak, impulse spend. Boundary: 2 4-hour rule on all non-essentials. Cancel 3 subscriptions. Auto transfer $100 weekly to production account. Relationships leak, gossip, ambiguity. Boundary: no negative speech about absent people. Schedule a 30-minute weekly mentorship call and a bi-weekly value call to a client. Body leak, sleep, sugar. Boundary: lights out, 10:30 p.m., 7 hours minimum, 10,000 steps. Sugar, only on Saturday. Measure it, report it, adjust it. Say with conviction, I manage what he owns. I am faithful with time, faithful with money, faithful with relationships, faithful with my body. Write this down. God promotes managers, not owners. When you embrace stewardship, provision becomes predictable, pressure becomes manageable, and peace becomes your default. Sleep well. Manager the king is on duty. Key 6, relationships and honor. Write this down. Authority flows through connection, not control. Leadership is the capacity to influence through inspiration, not manipulation generated by passion, motivated by vision, birthed by conviction, produced by purpose. Manipulation uses fear to force compliance. Leadership uses honor to unlock willingness. Fear makes life heavy because it's illegal in the kingdom. Honor makes life light because it aligns with law. Say it, I lead by honor, not by fear. Hear me. You cannot dishonor a person and still harvest from that relationship. Honor is not flattery. Honor is accurate valuation. When you misprice a person, you misplace your harvest. Some of you are praying for doors that are standing in front of you wearing a person's name, but dishonor changed the lock. Write this down. God hides solutions in people, and honor is the key that opens them. Bitterness is heavy because it violates this law. It handcuffs your soul to a moment and then calls the weight strength. You can't carry resentment and call it strength. Honor is the lighter way of living. Let's correct a costly deception. Forgiveness is not an emotion. It is a legal release. Forgiveness is you signing the paper that says, I remove you from my jurisdiction. You forgive to get free. You bless to break bondage. Blessing severs the last string of control because you stop rehearsing their debt and start declaring the kingdom's abundance over them. Write it down. I release by law. I bless by choice. I walk by peace. Your feelings may lag behind the document, but the court of heaven respects signatures, not moods. Say it out loud. I choose to forgive. I choose to bless. I choose to be free. Now, environment, because relationships set climate. Bad company corrupts good character is not a suggestion, it's an environment law. You don't outgrow your atmosphere, you eventually reflect it. If your counsel is cynical, your courage will corrode. If your table is gossip, your trust will die of malnutrition. Choose counsel wisely. Who has fruit, not just followers? Who corrects you without competing with you? Who covers you without controlling you? Write this down. Proximity is permission. Whoever is close shapes what is possible. Gate your garden. Reorder your circle by assignment. Mentors above you, mentees below you, collaborators beside you. Honor each rank. Don't confuse them. Practical stewardship. Let's install it. Start with your mouth. Stop weaponizing silence and stop baptizing sarcasm as honesty. Honor speaks directly without demeaning dignity. Next, set protocols. Reply times that respect others. Meetings that start on time. Clarity of expectations. Gratitude as policy. Authority travels on the lines of honor like electricity on a wire. Cut the line, lose the power. Are you hearing me? Here is your kingdom assignment, 7 days of honor. Every day, practice one act of honor and document what shifts inside you. Day 1, gratitude, send a specific thank you to someone whose fruit fed you. Day 2, apology, own your part without explanation. Day 3, blessing, speak a prayer and a public commendation over someone you once criticized. Day 4, reconnection. Reach out to a God-assigned relationship you allowed to drift. Day 5, submission. Ask your mentor for one correction and implement it. Day 6, service. Solve a small problem for a leader or peer without invoice. Day 7, generosity. Give a gift that cost you convenience, not just coins. Write what changed. Your breathing, your sleep, your courage, your clarity. Say with conviction, I am a person of honor. I release the heavy. I choose the light. Authority is flowing again. Key 7, authority, rest and dominion. Lean in. Write this down. Authority is delegated government. You don't beg the king for what he already authorized. You execute it. A police officer can be 5'6" and stop an 18-wheeler, not because of muscle, but because of mandate. The badge is a sign that a government stands behind the gesture. That's you. When you speak in alignment with the constitution of the kingdom, you are not making wishes. You are activating law. Say it. I am authorized. My words carry government. This is why your language matters. Visitors plead, citizens petition, ambassadors declare. You keep asking for doors the king already commanded to open. Stop negotiating with gates. Announce the decree. Write it down. Faith is voice activated. Authority is law backed. Results are alignment produced. Don't declare what you prefer. Declare what he promised. Don't act in panic. Act in protocol. And remember, rebellion cancels badges. Authority flows on the rails of lordship, priority, purpose, stewardship, and honor. When rails are intact, trains move with ease. Now rest. Hear me. Rest is not laziness. Rest is confidence in governance. Sabbath is not a day off. Sabbath is a day under. It is the weekly confession. The system works without my anxiety because the king is on duty. Write this down. Rest is a weapon because it starves fear and feeds wisdom. Tired minds invent emergencies. Rested spirits hear strategies. The heaviest thing you are carrying is the belief that everything depends on you. No, it depends on order. Say it. I work from rest, not for rest. I finish days because the king finished foundations. Dominion then is not strain. Dominion is stability through mastery. You were born to master something. What's your whopper? Not everything, something. Dominion is weightless when you stay in your domain. Eagles don't attend swimming lessons. They ride currents designed for wings. Stop drowning in other people's oceans. Return to your sky. The sequence still stands. Be fruitful. Multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Mastery in your niche produces scale. Systems distribute, order controls. Then market recognition gives you the option of rest while value keeps working. Write this down. Dominion is the public recognition of private mastery under divine order. Here is the escalating payoff. When identity makes you legal, lordship makes you aligned. Priority makes you ordered. Productivity makes you valuable. Stewardship makes you dependable. And honor makes you connected. Authority makes you effective. Rest makes you sustainable. And dominion becomes inevitable. Stop striving for what you're already authorized to do. Announce it. Act it. Then sleep. Your kingdom assignment. Write your dominion statement and take one authorized action within 24 hours. Dominion statement formula. Domain plus people served plus problem solved. Examples. I design order for overwhelmed founders 9-0 day operating systems that cut chaos in half. I coach single mothers to rebuild budgets and piece debt down, savings up, dignity intact. I craft curriculum that turns shy teens into confident communicators. 4 weeks to first speech. Write it down. Say it aloud morning and night and put it on your calendar. Authorize action. Choose one. Make the call. Send the proposal. Publish the offer. Set the boundary. Issue the apology. Schedule the launch. Do it today. No drafts dying in your notes app. Say it with authority. I am authorized. I rest under governance. I master my domain. I rule by serving with excellence. Be fruitful. Multiply. Replenish. Subdue. Have dominion. Now, act then sleep like a steward because the king is governing while your fruit keeps speaking. Keys don't work because you heard them. Keys work because you use them daily, rhythmically, consistently. So we are going to stitch everything we learn into one operating system and put it on your calendar so it stays light. Write this down. Citizenship establishes identity. Lordship aligns governance. Priority orders energy. Productivity creates value. Stewardship secures resources. Honor opens channels. And authority with rest releases dominion. That's the flow. That's the ease. Say it. My life is getting lighter because my life is getting aligned. Day one citizenship. Start the week with identity declarations and legal clarity. 30 minutes declaring who you are and whose you are. I am a citizen, not a visitor. An ambassador, not a beggar. My passport is righteousness. My constitution is his word. My assignment is my visa. Read your kingdom rights. Speak your dominion statement aloud. Put your assignment where your eyes can't avoid it. Mirror, desk, phone, lock screen. Write this down. Identity first, emotions follow. Day 2, Lordship. Conduct an obedience audit. 1 hour. Title deed transfer again in writing. Time, money, body, relationships. Choose one area you keep negotiating and make a non-negotiable boundary. Remove a trigger. Close a door. Set an alarm. Label obey now. Remember, whatever you don't submit, you must manage. Say it. He owns me, so I am lighter. Day 3 priority. Seek first practically. The first 60 minutes for worship, word, and listening. Before you touch a screen, write your 3 decisive moves for the day that serve your purpose. Block 2 deep work sessions. Calendar your purpose like an international flight, no boarding without clearance. Write this down. First attention becomes final direction. Day 4, productivity. Produce fruit, build a prototype, or deliver a micro offer. Serve 10 people who fit your audience, pilot price or free for feedback. Measure outcomes, not opinions. Package one result with clarity, title, promise, process, price. Say it out loud. The world doesn't need seeds. I produce fruit. Day 5, stewardship. Audit, money, time, body, and tools. Mark P or C. Cut 3 C's today and redirect to your production account. Install one system, an invoice template, a content calendar, an auto transfer, a nightly shutdown ritual. Eat to fuel vision, sleep to hear strategies. Write this down. Managers sleep, owners panic. Day 6, honor, repair, and reinforce your relational lines. Send a precise thank you to a person whose fruit fed you. Issue 1, apology without explanation. Bless someone publicly. Ask your mentor for one correction and implement it. Establish protocols, reply times, meeting starts, clarity of expectations. Authority rides on honor like current on a wire. Day 7, authority, rest and dominion. Sabbath under governance, no striving. Review the week's fruit and extract lessons. Set 3 dominion moves for the next 7 days. Align with your niche. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue. Then speak to your market, your systems, your schedule with your badge on. Announce, don't beg. Plan distribution, then sleep. Now, a warning and a promise. Every true principle will be tested. Pressure is not proof that God is absent. It is proof that alignment is being measured. When something shakes, don't accuse, adjust. Return to order. Reinstall the key you dropped. Say it again. My life is getting lighter because my life is getting aligned. I commission you now. Father, breathe on every seed. I declare ideas becoming products, clarity, flooding minds, anxiety, breaking off like old chains. I speak discipline, converting into habit, habit into momentum, momentum into mastery, and mastery into dominion. Let favor follow order. Let doors swing on the hinges of honor. Let provision track stewardship, and let rest crown authority. Say it with me. I am a citizen. I am submitted. I seek first. I produce fruit. I manage well. I honor people. I am authorized. I rest and I rule my domain. Now, use the keys daily, rhythmically, consistently, and live light.